Hi everyone, namaste. Thank you for showing up on your mat today and giving me an opportunity to teach to you. As we explore the practice today, I want you to tap into your instincts. I invite you to anyway. It's up to you. But when you think about instincts, maybe the first thing you might think about is, the instinct to eat, the instinct to provide for the family. But there are many instinctual responses that go on inside your multidimensional being all the time. And what we're inviting ourselves to do when we come into the practice is to be aware, look inward, and acknowledge what comes up for us. Our instincts are, the foundation of our instincts is the intelligence that's wired in us, the intelligence of the universe. We are stardust after all. So tap in during this practice and see what your instincts are telling you and maybe kind of immerse in that. I'm going to challenge you during this practice, as I always do. Listen to your body, adapt it as you need to for you. You know your body better than I do, and by the way, I can't even see you. All right, let's bring your hands into Anjali Mudra at heart center. Let's take a moment to drop in. And as we hold this mudra, we're connecting the two halves of ourselves, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, the firm and the soft, the delicate and the hard. Embrace all the dualities because they're necessary. Our goal is to bring them into harmony. And as you're making this transition from coming to the practice to being in the practice, step into the shift that's occurring right now. Deep sense of calm starting to wash over you. Perhaps sprinkled with the excitement of the practice that you're embarking upon. Connect thumbs to third eye center. Gently bow your head to yourself, bow to the teacher within and all the teachers that came before us. Release the hands, inhale the arms out and up, touch the palms. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's come into a tabletop position and feel free to fire up your Jai Pranayam. It's a slight constriction in the back of your throat as you're breathing in and out of the nose, often referred to as the Darth Vader breath or oceanic breathing because it's quite audible. When you're weight bearing on the hands, be sure you're spreading the fingers wide, active spread of the fingers, because if it's not active, we tend to cup in the hands and then weight gets distributed into the heel of the hands, which the wrists bear the brunt of. So we want to avoid that. Let's begin a cat-cow flow. Inhale into cow, raise the chin and the tailbone, let the belly drop. Exhale, cat, round your back, round your shoulders, hug navel to spine. So continue to flow these two postures and notice the tempo I'm inviting you to apply to your practice. Something nice and slow so you can be aware of how it's feeling as you're moving through this. And then after a few more rounds of cat-cow, we're going to do some barrel rolls. So we begin with a warm-up of the spine, the joints, the hips, and the shoulders. And now, the next time you come into cow, continue to let the belly hang. And we'll barrel roll the spine. So swing it in one direction, arch up the middle, and go the opposite way. And then add some sass to it, even though it's not Friday night. Or maybe it is by the time you're watching this. And let the elbows bend and the shoulders move and the head move. You know, if you're practicing in the comfort of your home or in a hotel room, be uninhibited and just let yourself move. And I'll go the opposite direction. Why was it so hard for my brain to figure that out? Wait, go that way. brain. One direction is clearly dominant in my mind, right? More reason to do the practice. All right, come back to a neutral tabletop position. Tuck the toes under. Push your weight back. Push your hands into the floor and drive the hips back. And then your knees will come off the floor. Open the knees wide. You might walk the feet a little bit so that you can get the knees rotated outward. And continue to push the floor away. Drive the hips back. Feel this in the inner leg line all the way through the groin. And now bring the knees forward, but keep them hovering and lift the right foot. And now pulse the foot, the whole leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the right foot down. Left leg lifts and pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down, knees down. Come to balancing on the balls of your feet. This is just warming up the joints and the muscles before we get into some other movements. So currently I'm resting my hips onto the heels. Let's start to lift up from the pelvic floor and draw the abdomen, draw the abdomen in and up so that you're more upright in the spine. Maybe bring hands to heart center. I know those quads are firing up. Point your warrior fingers and then extend the arms up. Biceps framing the ears. Fantastic. Go ahead and release that. Untuck the toes. Stretch the left leg back, pressing the ball of the foot into the mat, and then move your whole body forward and backwards a few times. And now you'll bring the right leg high for three-legged down dog. Push back to the sole of the right foot down to the left heel. And now bend the knee and take some rotations at the hip joint by drawing big circles with your kneecap. Let's go about 3 times in each direction. Take it nice and slow, make the circles as big as you can. Just explore the range of motion available to you in your hip. Okay, and now come into a high plank variation where the left leg is straight and right knee is bent. And just hold it. Awesome. Right knee down, left knee down. Now stretch the right leg back. Press the ball of the foot into your mat. Move the whole body forward and backwards a few times. And now lift the left leg high, three-legged down dog. So you're pushing back to the sole of the left foot, pushing down to the right heel. Stay broad in your upper back. And now bend the left knee and make some circles at the hip joint as though you're drawing with your kneecap. Let's go 3 in each direction. All right, high plank variation. Left knee hovers and hold. Remember to breathe. And left knee down, right knee down. Fantastic. Tuck the toes under, hover your knees just a few inches off the floor. Step the feet back, high plank. Puff in your upper back a little bit. And then lift the hips up high for downward facing dog. Go ahead and warm up in your down dog. You can pedal out the legs. Maybe take a few deep knee squats. You can also rotate the heels to one side, shifting the hips from one side to the other. And don't forget about the arms and the shoulders. Warm up there as well. Now look forward and take a bunch of little steps to get to the top of your mat. And these little steps are intended to warm up or lengthen the backs of the legs. Let's see how close you can get to your hands with your palms still on the floor. Maybe not. And they'll lift. Now ragdoll, feet at least hip-width distance apart, perhaps a little bit wider. Hang from the waist, let the head dangle. Arms can dangle or be folded. And when we fold our arms, we place our hands in the elbow creases in our elbows so that we can really relax in the shoulders and the arms versus holding on to the elbows. And then just hang here. Bend in the knees is vital in order to take the pressure out of the lower back. You could sway side to side. Maybe move the head, yes. Maybe move the head, no. Any other movements that feel good for you? This is such a calming posture. Having your head below the heart is quite nice. You might not come out of this pose, but we should move on. And release the arms. Keep the generous bend in your knees, navel to spine, and then roll up the spine till the neck is straight. And once the neck is straight, let's bring hands to heart center, standing at attention pose, and just take a moment here. And you might immerse in the sensation of hands pressing together in front of the heart. What do you observe there? How do you feel the energy flowing through the arms, across the heart, and through your hands? Three breaths. Inhale, the arms above your head, touch the palms. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, chair pose. Sweep the arms forward, sit back in the heels. It's our first chair. Very intentional to warm up the lower body, so you might have to kind of wiggle and worm into it, get the lower body happy about it, and then get the shoulders happy about it. So if you feel real tight in the shoulders, a little bit in the elbows creates more space for them. Draw your weight to the heels so the toes get light, but also lift the arches of your feet so that the knees don't collapse in. Maybe you sit down one more inch, and with an exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift, flat spine parallel to the floor. Hands can rest on thighs, maybe shins, or maybe to the floor, but avoid rounding the back. So reach the chest forward, squeeze shoulder blades together, drive the sits bones back as you hug the belly in. And with an exhale, plant the hands down and step your left foot back and soften your knee to the earth. Go and grab your blocks for a little bit of support. And then move your hips back and forwards a few times, moving in and out of half splits and low lunge. As the hips go back, flex your foot, bend the toes toward your face so you stretch the back of the leg. And as you come forward, allow the hips to come down and lift the chest, and hopefully you arrive into some sensation in front of the left hip. So go ahead and flow these two on your own a few times. Next time you come forward, stay in the lunge and lift the arms, supported crescent moon. Reach through the fingertips so the energy doesn't stop at the knuckles. Keep the hips moving forward, but pull your right hip back a smidge and lift through your hearts. Feel free to arch back as much as you like. And bring the spine a bit straighter and lower the right arm down the side of the body and reach your left arm overhead. A block can be underneath the hand if you like, or just actively reach the fingertips to the floor. Notice if you're leaning forward, lean back, pull the left shoulder back, lift your heart and reach. The more active the lifting and the reaching, the more length you're gonna feel along the left side body. Ooh, fingers touch the floor, how about that? And if they don't, no big deal. Inhale, both arms high. As you exhale, hands frame the front foot, and then step the right foot back. High plank to downward facing dog. So in down dog, it's a good idea to keep a little bend in the knees. I always bend the knees, even though my hamstrings and the back of my legs are open enough to push down through my heels. But in order to nurture my lower back, I keep a bend in my knees. Bring the right leg high as you inhale. Same action of pushing through both heels. Exhale, step your foot between the hands, round your back to create space to bring the knee forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. So take a moment here to find the balance and to warm up. I like to move up and down a few times. This ensures I'm balancing, otherwise I wobble left and right. Inner thighs are your best friends here. So as you start to hold the posture, lean back so shoulders over hips, And engage your inner thighs as though you're trying to squeeze them towards each other. Then pull the right hip back. Reach through the fingertips. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hands to the mat, high plank. So hands are a little bit wider than your shoulders. Fingers actively spread wide. Slight puff in your upper back. Firm in the legs, drive the heels back. Reach the crown of the head forward. And now hinge your whole body forward. We're gonna slowly lower down all the way to the belly. I like to bring my knees down first. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you descend and control the descent so you create strength on the way down. Hands are pretty much good where they are, fingertips in line with the heads of the shoulders. For low cobra, anchor the tops of the feet so firmly into the floor, your kneecaps lift up, exhale your breath. And as you inhale, lift the chest up, draw the shoulders back. Hands are staying relaxed. This is all from your lower back and your legs. And then at the top of the movement, keep lifting. Try not to clench in the butt cheeks. Pull the shoulders back and lengthen the neck out of the shoulders. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes under through bent knees. Push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your space, your choice. Inhale, half lift, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, chair pose. So notice how we're feeling now versus the first time we came into this posture. Perhaps a little bit more open, a little bit more warm. I certainly feel warmer. Press through the outer edges of your feet so the arches lift. Keep a lift in your chest, but then pull your low ribs in and notice how it feels here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shoulder blades squeeze together as you offer the heart forward. Exhale, right leg back, low lunge. Soften your knee to the earth. Blocks are your friends as you move the hips back and forwards a few times. So go ahead and do this on your own. Remember, as the hips come forward, lift the chest. And as the hips go back, lift the foot. Next time your hips come forward, keep them there. And then bring the arms up, crescent moon. Lift to the sternum to the sky, reach to the fingertips. Feel free to arch back as deeply as you want. Either way, you're lifting through the heart. Nudge your left hip back. And I'll straighten out the spine and lower the left arm down the side of the body as you reach your right arm up and over. Remember to lift the heart and reach so you're spacious through the side body bend. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step the left foot back, high plank. Puff through the upper back. Strong legs as you push back through the heels. Flex the quads so the knees are engaged, secured. And then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Try the bent knees if you haven't already. Even with bent knees, you're pushing down through the heels and lifting up through the sits bones. So the legs can be quite active. Inhale, left leg high. Keep the pelvis level. Nudge the left hip down, pull in through your low belly as you drive the heel back. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Round your back deeply to create space to bring the knee through. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. And move in the posture, right? We don't lock it in right away. It's nice to move, be organic, trusting your instincts, right? My instincts tell me, kind of move in this posture before you settle in, please. And so I just kind of respond to that without even really thinking about it. Your practice is your own. All right. So nice steady gaze forward. Your drishti is your focal point, so find one in front of you that isn't moving, preferably. Exhale, high plank. Spread the fingers nice and wide, a little bit, the hands are a little bit wider than the shoulders. Hinge forward, option to lower the knees first as you control your descent. So it's important to pull the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades together so you're expanding across the chest as you lower down. That helps to get the chest muscles to participate in the descent. And then fingertips in line with the heads of the shoulders, anchor the feet down, exhale your breath. Inhale, low cobra. So continue to lift, lift, lift. Anchoring the feet down, the tops of the feet down, helps you to create even more lift in the chest. Shoulders back, lengthen the neck out of the shoulders. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog through bent knees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space, opposite foot than before. Inhale, half lift, maybe a little bend in the knees, if the backs of the legs would appreciate it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. So you might notice the language I'm using in terms of, if your body needs this, if your body would appreciate that, that's where your instincts come in. Your body will tell you what it needs, what it requires, and it's just a matter of honing in, observing that, acknowledging it, and then responding to it. Let's flow the sequence. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg back, low lunge, knee to the earth. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, high plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, high plank down to the belly. Take your time. Of course, if you need extra breaths, take them. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg back, low lunge, knee to the earth. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, high plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, high plank down to the belly. Go nice and slow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog through bent knees. Inhale, look forward. Opposite foot. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Welcome home in your heart. Stand here and breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. Sometimes an audible open mouth exhale can be nice. A big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's move on. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, twist to the right. Outstretch the arms to twist. Reach from fingertip to fingertip. And let the twist come from the thoracic spine and not from the entire body. So the lower body stays as it was. And maybe if it's okay for your neck, you can look past the right thumb. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, open twist to the left, twisting from the thoracic spine, reaching the arms apart to create the twist. And maybe look past your left thumb. Inhale, arms forward. Sit down just a few more inches. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Off of the heart, forward. Exhale, left leg back, low lunge. Knee to the earth. Moving into half splits. Blocks can be your friends. So slide your left knee as far back as you can. And you can wiggle the right foot a bit forward. Do you hear that? And then flex the foot. In order to get the leg more straight, the right knee doesn't have to be straight all the way. I am now in the habit of my practice of always keeping a little bend in the knee because I'm trying to preserve my hamstring attachments. And that might be optimal for you as well, just depends. And now with the foot flexed and the toes bending up towards your face, lift your chest, keep shoulders over hips. And notice how active this is here. I'm gonna pull my heel back and my knee forward, and that makes the muscles in the back of the leg more active. So we're stretching and strengthening at the same time. I'm gonna add some more layers, add on if you like. Externally rotate the leg, rotating at the hip, bringing the pinky edge of the foot towards the floor. This gets more into the IT bend. If that's not optimal for you, skip it. You can also bring both hands to the right block for a little twist. Woo. Maybe you move the block, whoa. Maybe you move the block further back, or not. Every day is different, right? Breathe, unclench your teeth. Now we'll come back to center. Rebend the right knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Capture the left wrist with your right hand. Right palm faces up. Keep shoulders over hips as you bend to the right. Notice the sensation in the front of the left hip. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Frame the front foot. High plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Take a moment to get settled in the posture. Set your focal point and bring the arms out in front of you as though you're holding a big ball. And now twist to the right, twisting from the thoracic spine. Inhale to center. And then twist to the right again. Notice if your left hip is dropping, try to avoid that. And back to center. One more time, over to the right. Twist, twist, twist. Back to center. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, high plank. Hinge forward. If you prefer to lower down just halfway for chaturanga, go for it. Or you come down all the way to your belly. That's what I'm going to practice today. Inhale, low cobra. If you want a fuller cobra, by straightening the arms, and invite you to put the hands a little bit more forward. Still, either way, low cobra, high cobra, upward facing dog. At the top of the movement, pull the shoulders back to open up the chest, and then lengthen the neck out of the shoulders. Observe any sensation along the front body. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. If you like to hop, you can hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big toes touch. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sit down a little bit deeper if that's available to you. Straight line from elbow to elbow, prayer twist to the right. Hook the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Take a peek at the knees. If the left knee is ahead of the right, pull the left knee back. That pulls the hip back. Pelvis is now more aligned. And then press your elbow against the leg to twist. But if you're rounded, you're not going to twist as well. Reach the heart forward, lean back in the upper back, and then rotate. Lift the left hip up so the pelvis is level. Rotate, rotate. So yummy. Inhale, chair. Whew. Exhale, forward fold, and pedal it out just to give the outer hips a break. Yeah, and then let your head hang, right? This is a calming sensation that comes with having your head below your heart. All right, back to chair pose. Inhale the arms up, hips down. Exhale, hands to heart. Prayer twist to the left, keeping the knees in line with each other and the pelvis level. So lift the right hip up. Straight line from elbow to elbow as you leverage the arms against the leg to help you rotate. Reach the heart forward, lean back, rotate. Try to sit deep, rotate. Inhale, chair. Whew. Exhale, forward fold. And I encourage you, if any sounds want to emerge, that's another instinctual thing, right? Moaning, groaning, yelling, celebrating. Gorilla pose, separate the feet, 2 fist-width distance. Few options, you can hook the big toes with the peace fingers, palms face in, or maybe slide the hands underneath. This is my fave, but do what works for you. Try to get the toes to touch the wrists. Either grip, you're going to bring the weight forward into the balls of your feet. Keep the belly in, start with a little bend in the knees, let your head hang. And then shoulder blades are firmed up down the spine, down the back. Elbows go out wide as you pull. Keep the belly in, lower belly in particular, as you start to lift up through the sits bones and push the backs of the knees to the wall behind you. It's nothing you need to force. In fact, nothing about your practice should be forceful. Just explore it, take your time with it, trust your instincts, and let sensation be your guide. And then release. Bring the feet back towards each other. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg back, low lunge, knee to the earth. And then shift the hips back, grab your blocks for half splits. So you can slide the right knee a wee further back if you like. Left heel comes a little bit more forward. Flex the foot, bend the toes back towards your face. Lift your chest, shoulders over hips. Then you can pull the left heel back and the right knee forward to activate the muscles in the legs, notably the back of the left leg and the quad of the right. Building strength and flexibility all in one. You can externally rotate at the left hip, bringing the pinky edge of the foot towards the floor. Whew, there we go. Both hands to the left block for a little twist. You can slide the block further back if you like. Unclench the teeth, steady breath. Come back to center. Rebend the left knee. One side might have felt very different from the other, as it did with me, because I'm right side dominant. Inhale the arms up. And then flip the left wrist, or the left palm to face up, grab the right wrist, and pull to the left. Bring the right shoulder back, lift your heart, and pull as you're reaching. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hands frame the foot. High plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, stepping through a little lunge. Remember to round the back to bring the knee forward. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Shoulders stacked over hips. Bring the arms out in front of you as though you're holding a giant ball. So fingertips are lengthening towards each other. Exhale, twist to the left. Take it nice and slow so you can figure out the balance along the way. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, twist to the left. One more time, come forward. Lift the right hip up because it's probably dropping down. And then twist to the left one more time. Inhale, come forward, arms up. Exhale, high plank. Choose your path to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. That might have been 4. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just get so into the breathing. I want to keep it going. All right, we're going to add on to that, my friends. That is correct. You heard me correctly. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart, bring the feet to touch. Prayer twist to the right. This time, slide the left knee or the left elbow as far down the leg as you can. And then bring the chest forward and rotate. Make sure the pelvis is still lifted by lifting the left hip up, drop the hips down. And then you have the option to open up the wings. So stretch the left arm down and reach the right arm high. Bring hands back to heart and forward fold. Just pedal it out from here. All right, drop the hips down, hands to heart. Chair pose, preparing for this prayer twist with the add-on. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee and slide it down the leg. Connect the palms, straight line from elbow to elbow. And now stretch the arm down. Be sure you're not dropping the left hip down, and bring the left arm high. And release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg back, low lunge, knee to the earth. So notice how we're layering on the same sequence. Inhale the arms up, crescent moon. And now take a few back bends with me. Drop the elbows down and lift your heart. Gaze up. Inhale, reach up, straighten the spine. Exhale, drop the elbows down, lift the heart. It's important to lift so you don't overly compress the lower back. One more time, inhale, reach, straighten the spine. Exhale, draw the elbows down. And from here, you can straighten the arms and reach your fingertips towards the floor. They may or may not touch. If you would like some blocks back here so your fingertips do connect with something, you can use the blocks. It can be quite nice because you can create this springboard effect of pushing down through the fingertips to help you lift your heart as you're arching further and further back. Remember to breathe. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. High plank. Hold your high plank. Downward facing dog through bent knees. So I haven't yet talked about the shoulders in downward facing dog. Identify where your biceps and triceps are. You're rotating your biceps towards the ceiling and your triceps towards the floor. That action comes from your shoulders. It's external rotation of the shoulders. This helps to keep your upper back broad and spacious versus the opposite of an internal rotation and collapsing in the shoulders. Oh my gosh, let's not do that. Inhale, right leg high. Listen for the changes. Exhale, knee to nose. Round your back, hug navel to the spine, shift the weight forward. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lower the right arm down, look for the back of the left leg. Lift your left arm high, your shoulders will rotate to the right for reverse crescent. If you bend more deeply into the left knee, you can arch back a little bit deeper. Hand will glide down the back of the leg towards the heel. Trust your legs as you explore the pose. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, high plank. Hold your high plank and come down to the forearms for forearm plank. So you're pulling the elbows towards the feet and reaching the chest forward. And now lower it all the way down to the belly. Bring the chest forward for Sphinx pose. Be sure the lower body is relaxed. Internal rotation of the thighs. Lengthen across the chest, spread across the collarbones as you reach the head skyward. And then from here, now it becomes more subtle refinements, adjustments, however you want to call it in the pose. So the elbow points are drawing towards the hip points and the hip points towards the elbows. If it's too intense on your lower back, just ease up on it. And release. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Push up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. If you'd like to hop, go for it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, chair pose. We're going to change it up. Open twist to the left. Outstretch the arms to twist. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg back, low lunge, knee to the earth. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, draw the elbows down, lift your heart, arch back. Inhale, reach up, straighten spine. Exhale, elbows down. Inhale, reach up. Last one, exhale, elbows down, lift your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands frame the foot. High plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Remember to broaden across your shoulders. Exhale, step it through low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reverse crescent. Lower the left arm down. Look for the back of the right leg. Let your hand glide down the leg. Your shoulders will rotate to the left. Arch back more deeply by bending into the right knee. Just your legs. Maybe the hand glides further and further down the leg towards the heel. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, high plank to forearm plank. From forearm plank, you're going to turn the right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat and roll your heels to the right. For forearm side plank, left arm high, lift up to the hips. The active reach of your hand towards the ceiling should help encourage the hips to lift. Hold steady, breathe deep. And release. Let's switch sides. Left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Roll your heels to the left, right arm high. Let your reach towards the ceiling. Encourage the hips to go skyward. And you could look forward towards your side wall, or if it's okay for the neck, look towards the thumb. And release. Soften all the way to your belly. Transition with grace, as always. Sphinx pose. Bring the chest forward. Lengthen across the chest, across the collarbones. Draw the shoulders back. Now release. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Big breath in. Big breath out. This is a good opportunity to take a sip of your beverage. Hopefully you've been doing so as your instincts have been encouraging you to do. We're just going to take a quick breather here before we move into the next standing series, which is a balancing series. All right, let's continue. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Figure 4, flex the left foot and place left ankle over the right knee. Maintain a level pelvis by keeping the left hip level, or left hip lifted, as you drop down into a deeper seat. Weight is back in the heel. Keep the chest lifted. Maybe the forearms can playfully touch the side of the leg or not. Just hold steady. A few more breaths. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Left knee lifts, left foot is flexed, toes reaching up towards the face. Draw navel to spine. Lower the left arm down, bring the foot behind you, preparing for dancer. Grab the inside of the foot, thumb stays with the fingers, hug your knee back in towards the midline, and shine the right palm forward. Inhale to create length. Exhale to kick and take up the space you've just established. Keep rolling the left hip down so the pelvis stays level towards the floor as you go deeper into this back bend through the kick. Your active reach forward helps you maintain the balance as well as the foundation of your standing leg. Inhale, one leg mountain pose. We're still balancing on the same leg, my friends. And then sweep the arms back for airplane. Stretch the left leg back, reach the heart forward, think up dog in the chest. Roll your left hip point down, pull in through your low belly as you stretch the left leg back. You can hold a little bend in the right knee, but left leg straightens as best you can. What's key is to keep the left leg active so the weight of the leg doesn't fall into your lower back. And now bring hands to heart center, start to bend into the right knee. Shift your weight back to land the foot as far back as possible. And then bring your hands to the mat. Soften the left knee down. Right hand comes to the inside of the foot. As you scooch the foot out, heel beyond the knee. Place the left hand off the mat. Inhale your right arm high, twist, open. Expand across your heart space as you spin the sternum skyward. And keep reaching, keep reaching. You might even place the hand in the back, on the back of your head and then lift through the elbow and notice how this feels in your chest. And now release. Let's come down to the palms. Perhaps you use a block to rest your forearms on, or you can bring the forearms all the way down. If you're letting your knee wing out to the side, flex the foot so the ankle doesn't sickle, because if the foot's relaxed, your ankle's gonna bend this way. It's not as optimal for the joints there. And then just kind of surrender into the shape once you're here. If you'd like to add a quad stretch, you'll plant the left hand underneath the shoulder. You can have a block underneath the hand for more lift that helps you grab the foot. Reach the right arm back, lift the foot, and then pull the foot in. If you're really flexy in the quad and you find that your foot's really coming towards the glutes here, you can pivot the hand over the top of the foot, fingertips point forward, and that enables you to push when you run out of room to pull. We'll release quad stretch. Let's all join back with hands on the mat. Tuck the left toes under. Inhale the right leg high, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Take any movements you like here. But if you're holding steady, reach the right knee high, so it's the highest point on your body. Push down through the left heel, but then lift out of the left hip. And just notice how that feels. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come up high on the balls of your feet. Lift the hips up and ripple forward to high plank. So your upper back rounds for a moment. And once you straighten out in the body, your shoulders are well ahead of the wrists, which is quite nice. You can lower the knees down, coming all the way down to your belly, or halfway for low plank. And then you decide the rest of the way. Up dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Trying to alternate which feet goes first every time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. And big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, chair pose. This is it, my friends. Stay with me. Hands to heart, figure four. Right ankle over the left knee. Keep the foot flexed. As you're placing ankle on knee, it's optimal for the soft tissues of the knee joint. Maintain a level pelvis by holding a lift in your right hip, and explore sitting down deeper, whatever that looks like for you. Keep the chest lifted so you're not rounded in your spine. Inhale, one leg mountain pose. Find the balance here first before we move into dancer. Lower the right arm down as you swing the foot back. Grab the inside of the foot, thumb with the fingers. Hug your knee back into the midline of the body. Shine the left palm forward. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, kick. Continue to use the breath in that manner. Inhales to create more space, get steady in the pose. Exhales to explore a deeper standing back bend. As you're ready, inhale, one leg mountain pose. We're not done yet. Sweep the arms back, sweep the right leg back, airplane. Think up dog in the chest. Take your time in the transition. Notice how I'm doing so you can find the balance as you move in. Right hip point down, low belly in. Sparkle out through your fingertips. And then bring hands to heart center, start to bend in the left knee, and step the right foot as far back as you can. And then hands to the mat, inside the foot, scooch the left foot out. Whew. Place your right hand off the mat. Inhale the left arm high, heart lifts as you rotate, and then reach. And notice the expansive quality of the shape. Option to bring your hand behind your head and continue to lift high through the elbow. Feel the spaciousness in your chest. And we'll release into runner's lunge. Hands to the mat, forearms on a block, or perhaps forearms all the way down. And now if you're adding quad stretch, plant the right hand underneath the shoulder, maybe on top of a block. Reach for the back foot. And as you're pulling the foot in, notice if you're sinking in your right shoulder, create some space for the shoulder by lifting out of it. And now you can pivot the hand to push down on the foot if you find that your foot is readily coming towards the glutes. And we'll release, plant the hands near the shoulders, tuck the back toes under. Inhale the left leg high, three-legged down dog, bend the knee, open the hip. Sometimes we allow the rotation in the shoulder as well, but try to keep the shoulders level. Lift the left knee high so it's the highest point on your body. Push down through the right heel and lift out of the right hip. It's subtle, but you might feel the space you're creating there in doing so. Straighten the left leg, lower the foot down, downward facing dog. All right, listen for these changes, my friend. Come up high on the balls of your feet. Bend the knees deeply, chest to thighs, and soften the knees down. Let's slide the knees forward and come to sit. That was fantastic. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. All right, boat pose. Place the hands to the backs of the knees and lift the chest up. It's really important the spine stays long and that we don't collapse in the chest coming into the posture. So use the layers of support available to you as needed to maintain a nice long spine and a lifted heart. So start to lean back. You'll roll to the back of the sits bones. Feet start to get lighter. Feet can stay on the floor and you can send the arms forward this way. This is the same benefit as going into the next layers as I'm about to introduce. Maybe the shins are now parallel to the floor. Use the strength of your inner legs to pull the knees towards each other. Shine the palms up. Use the shoulder blades by pulling them together to help cradle the heart skyward. And then if you want, you can straighten the legs and add any other variations you might enjoy. Keep lifting through the chest. And now plant the hands at the shoulders and let the elbows bend and soften to the earth. Keep lifting the feet. Maybe now you straighten the legs. Keep lifting the chest. Bend the knees. Soften the legs all the way to the floor. Fish pose. Hug the elbows in so they're directly underneath the shoulders. And then palms are rooted down. Puff your ribs to the ceiling. Lift your chin, lift your gaze. I don't recommend just dropping the head back. We want to protect the neck.
It's the most delicate part of our spine. By lifting your chin and keeping the neck muscles engaged. Because notice how I'm able to arch in my neck and yet talk. It's because I'm not collapsing in the neck. All right, my friends, we're gonna soften all the way onto our backs. Let's just take a moment here. Arms down the sides of the body, palms face up. Let's bend the knees, bring the knees in towards your chest, and then lift the feet up for happy baby. You can be playful here, stretching out one leg then the other. I'm sure this is a great angle for the camera. That's all right, it's yoga, right? There's many fun angles in yoga. And now hug the knees in towards your chest. Extend the left leg to the floor. Guide the right knee across the body. Lift and rotate in the hips. If you like, you can have a block underneath the knee for a bit more support. Press your elbows into the floor to lift the chest, and then rotate your shoulders to the right. Right arm extends out, gaze goes to the right. And some easy breaths here. You can disengage Ujjayi Pranayama or any other control of the breath you had going. And just soften as we move into the restorative aspect of our practice. Notice, what are your instincts telling you now? Let's come back to center. Hug the knees in and switch sides. Right leg onto the floor. Guide the left knee across your body. Lift and rotate in the hips. Maybe a block underneath the knee. Press your elbows into the floor to lift the chest and rotate your shoulders to the left. And then extend the left arm out and turn your head. All right, my friends, come back to center. I like to close the practice with a squeeze of gratitude. So hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, chin towards your knees. Gratitude for your breath, body, and practice, symbolized with this nice big hug you're giving yourself. And then release into Shavasana, a final resting pose. So you can continue to relax here, turning off the video, but I'll be bringing us out after a few breaths and sealing the practice if you want to stay with me. Slowly transition out if you're joining me. We'll take our time though. Deepen your breaths. Awaken the hands and feet with gentle movement. Softly roll your side to side. Stretch the arms behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale as you stretch the toes. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Draw your knees in toward your chest and roll over to your favorite side for a few moments. Nice, gentle way of transitioning out of relaxation. Now, very slowly, very gently, we're going to press ourselves up to a seated position so we can seal the practice together. Bring hands to heart. Taking these few moments to reflect on our experience in the practice and how we have honored our instincts. Taking note of how we can bring this practice, our experience of the practice, into the rest of the week, trusting our instincts. It's been a joy and a blessing being here with you, guiding your practice. Thank you for trusting me in that, from my spirit to yours. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope to have you in my next practice.